Welcome to the Adirondacks. We are summiting the tallest peak in the state of New York, Mt Marcy. So we're right there, and then the trail is here to the summit. There's quite a few trails. Please don't get mauled by a bear. There's a sign-in sheet. Highly suggest you use that. I've already seen quite a few hikers here, but the weather is nice today. Last 2 weeks, the weather actually has been pretty bad. It is not even 6 o'clock in the morning, and it is very bright, but I am near the summer solstice. I'm supposed to follow the blue signs. I think I'm going to. I'm looking forward to this hike. It's about 15 miles round trip and 3,500 feet of elevation gain to the summit. Let's get going. This trail's going to be muddy today. The 15 miles won't be the biggest challenge in the world for distance, but it's going to be a challenge due to terrain, and if you've never hiked in the Adirondacks, it's going to be a wee bit rocky. An amazing morning. The weather here has been shit for 2 weeks. I'm not kidding. And the day I hike it, it's sunny and 70. That's the call. I believe that's Marcy up there. You can see why the Adirondacks is one of the places to be. Look at that trail. This is what I meant. Gotta watch your footing. It says cross, so we cross. The trail for the last mile was a creek, but just like this, incredibly rocky. I said it'd get a wee bit rocky. Some more water. The reason why this hike is tough isn't because of the distance. The elevation is part of the factor, but 3,500 feet isn't a lot when you do a lot of summits on the west coast, but it's the terrain, your stepping, water, all of it combined. But it is a pure joy to hike. Pardon my slip. It's wet and rocky. We've been following this creek for a while. Hopefully the further we get away, the less wet it gets. That's the thinking anyway. Distance, probably about 3.5, 3 to go. and the elevation is starting to get serious. Okay, so I made it to like what's known as Indian Summit. It's another 2.56, I don't know, something like that. The trail is expected. Muddy, wet, incredibly rocky. I'm hoping the further I go up, the less water there is, but I haven't had much luck of that. But as you can tell, it's just amazing. Now the good thing about doing this in mid-June is that it's been, even though extremely wet, it's been cold too, which means that there's really not a lot of bugs. And if you know this state, you know the state bug is the black fly. And so far, I haven't had any encounters. First ridgeline viewpoint. I know we still got a ways to go. I'd say a mile and a half at least. The mud and rock is still pretty tough. That's what makes this hike hard. But I expected that. You should too. There's the summit. Should give us a spectacular view. Making good progress. Probably about that mile to go, I'd say. First glimpse above the tree line on the way to the summit. This is a formidable opponent to summit. It is rocky, it is wet, it's a great hike. I'm looking forward to the views on the summit. The weather, as I mentioned, had been terrible for the last 2 weeks. I planned the day I'm hiking months ago. Almost 5, as a matter of fact. And it's turned out to be an amazing day for the summit. Almost there. Mount Marcy, summit, tallest in the state of New York. Somewhere around 5,300. Not exactly sure what the full elevation is. Couldn't have asked for a better day. Man, the weather's incredible up here. Took me 3 hours to summit. What's cool about the summit is you're above the tree line. You are actually in an Arctic zone on the tallest peak in New York. Probably the same thing in Mansfield. That's Mansfield, tallest peak in the state of Vermont. Again, the views here in the Adirondacks are just amazing today. I cannot believe how fortunate I am to have experienced this weather. It is so nice today. Day 1, peak 1. 4 days, 4 peaks. Today, Marcy. Tomorrow, Mansfield. Day 3, Washington. And day 4, Katahdin. So it's going to be an unbelievable trip. The weather's not going to be as good as today the next 3 days, so I'm just going to enjoy it. Still in the Arctic zone. Just getting ready to get off of that area from Marcy. And back to what you know trail of. Water, rock. Oh, my favorite. It's known as Indian Falls. My God, what an amazing day. People just hanging out here on the water, looking at this falls. Oh, that is so cool.